G'day Pittsburgh Steeler fans, g'day Steeler Nation Australia, g'day Steeler Nation Worldwide, g'day Steeler Nation Universe. Jeez, that guy's still a loser. The real tight spot and Christian cunts, they go together. They go together like cheese and wine. G'day mate, how's it going? How are you?
It's going great, Mark. How are you today?
Yeah, good man. I'm I need to know your name. I don't know your fucking name. What is your name?
I've actually told you my name before when we were in.
Yeah?
When you were in my chat, yes. I have.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I don't think you have.
Well, no. I'm following your page on. We talked already via chat.
I don't remember
because I like the page with my real name. Remember?
Oh, I do, but I don't. I've had a few beverages. Let me guess. You talked to me yesterday. John.
Yeah.
That's not, is it John?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, Mark. Shout out to you, bro.
Let's go! 0-3, baby!
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about...
I know you have to leave soon, but that's shit. You feel free. You can swear if you like. This is my podcast. This is the Steeler Nation Australia.
It's really frustrating.
Oh, I gave you an out there. No, it's interesting, mate. Like,
There you go. It's fucking shit.
Yes! All right, Steeler Nation, welcome back to another episode of the Ironcast. I think we're on episode 13, but don't worry. Today I finally have a special guest, and I want to bring in Des straight away. G'day, Des. What's going on?
Hello.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Did you like my little intro?
Yo, dude, I loved it. I
don't know if I just like the music because the music gets me pumped up, like ready to talk football or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's like super fun. Maybe I might make if we crack some jokes or have a bit of fun. Maybe you might, the intro might turn into a whole podcast. I don't know with all the guests coming in. You could be in there,
Jeez, no pressure, dude. All right. Okay.
So look, I know we wasted some of the good stuff off air, but I want to bring it up. Is that a background or is that your room?
Oh, yeah. I know. You were like, is that a backdrop? No, this is my apartment. So it looks it was such a nice compliment that you gave me. But yeah, this is my LA apartment.
That's crazy because honestly, it looks like a Google, I don't know, YouTube background or like the Zoom thing or something like that.
Thank you.
It's not bad. You're doing okay.
I'll take a picture and I'll give it to you. So.
But before we lose all the viewers, we need to find out your story. So firstly, where are you from and what do you do on YouTube?
Okay, I am actually from Colorado. So I grew up in Boulder, Colorado. I currently reside in LA though, but I started a Broncos channel called Broncos for Dummies. And basically I call it like the Spark Notes for all things Broncos. And for those who don't know what Spark Notes is, it's basically just a summation of all the news out there for all things Broncos. And I just break things down that everyone sort of wants to hear.
I'm not even sure if I know what Spark Notes is. Is that,
I don't know if it's just a US thing because I explained that the other day and they're like, what's Spark Notes? And I was like, am I the only one? It's like when you read a book in high school, it's like you read To Kill a Mockingbird and then you go to the Spark Notes. And it like breaks it down for you. Maybe I just cheated a lot. Okay, in high school, is that?
I reckon we all did, to be honest. Like, even when I got to university, I plagiarized something shocking. Like you just change 3 or 4 words and you're sweet. Maybe that's why I didn't get past year one. I kind of like, what? I did philosophy, right? I did philosophy, and you're meant to, like talk about whatever you want, And I still got D's and E's. I was like, you bastards! How do you like? Philosophy is meant to be like if that Coke can is red or orange, and decide its feelings. Because I'm looking at a Coke can, and then you still get it wrong. I was like, how can I get philosophy wrong? I just don't understand.
Wait, I'm sorry. Can we go back? Did you say D's and E's?
Yeah, or like bad. I was really bad at it.
We don't have E's in the US, so it's D's and F's. So there you go.
Oh, it was still bad, but like I was in the class and I was doing philosophy. I wanted to be like a psychologist, and then I realized I had to be like 8 years to do psychology, and
Oh
man,
God,
it
no.
takes forever.
Yeah.
But the first year in philosophy, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool. You can pretty much talk about anything and anything, and put your own spin on it.
Mhm.
No, you have to quote some dead guy like 400 years ago that said it, because apparently he said it first. And you're like, well,
Right.
then but what if I had the first thought, Anyways, they got me frustrated because I was like, isn't this meant to be like an open, conversation and talk about whatever? And it wasn't. It was just still structured as university is.
So we drop out and we say, let's start a Steelers podcast.
Exactly. Yeah. And I want to talk
Why
about your podcast as well. So what gives you the inspiration to do what you want to do for Broncos for Dummies?
Yeah, absolutely. So this happened in COVID. I feel like a lot of things sort of sprouted from COVID, but
Right.
I remember watching the Broncos games and I was like, God, I'm a huge fan, but I have no idea who half these guys are. And I feel like sometimes it can be daunting to turn on ESPN and like listen to them break down the stats and all these things. And obviously, I have not played football, so I am not as familiar with that. And so I literally Googled Broncos for Dummies, and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anyone that broke it down just like incredibly easy. And I sort of thought, I was like, I feel like there's a niche out there for people that are mega fans of teams, and they just want to know the basic details. They don't need to know everything else because other people will cover everything else. So I fit where like right here where people really just want to know, what do you think about the schedule? Realistically, what does that look like? Things like that.
Yeah. Well, I've been a fan for 20 years, right? Following the Pittsburgh Steelers in Australia, and I still want to know the basics. Like, there's in the YouTube game now and just social media. I remember back in the day when I watched football and when I was little, like when I was like 12, 13, 14, I used to only think I was the only one in Australia that watched it. And I was like, well, I must be the only person because I don't know anyone who else does. And I kind of liked that. And then as I grew up, I started going out to pubs and clubs. I was 18, 19. And you'd run into someone wearing a Steelers shirt. And you go, hey, mate. Like, I remember going to a bar in Queensland. And I went up to this big guy, this big Kiwi guy. Right. And I was like, oh, hey, man, you got a Troy Polamalu jersey. He's like, who? And I was like, Troy. And he's like, looked at me as if to say, like, go away, mate. Like, why are you talking to him? I'm like, oh, okay. And I started to realize, like, for me, when I made my stuff, I was talking to my friends about it way too much. The Steelers. I was talking to any person I saw wear a jersey. I was like, hey, do you follow this team? They're like, no, I don't even know who that is. Like even the other week, I saw a guy wearing a Patriot jersey or a Patriot shirt. And I said, oh, you follow the Patriots? He went, no, I don't follow them. I just like the shirt. I went,
oh my God.
Okay. So that's the reason why I started my stuff. But I want to find out too. When did you become a fan of the NFL? Because this stuff intrigues me to see how you follow football, and you say you don't know too much. And I'm gonna test you on a few things.
Oh God!
But no, it's not a big test. But like when did you start watching football exactly? What age?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was young, my family's a huge Colorado sports family. Sure. So I mean, I grew up watching the Avs, Nuggets, Broncos, Rockies, like all those teams, and I think I really doubled down in college because I'm very close with my family. And I think watching Broncos games reminded me of my family. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh God, this is amazing. And then we won the Super Bowl in 2015. And that was right when I graduated college. So I think that's when I like doubled down and I was like, I'm a Broncos fan. But I used to watch it like every Sunday with my family. So honestly, my entire life.
That's awesome. I was over there too. I went over to see Super Bowl 50.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah, I wasn't. Now, I'm not in the stadium, a bit like your house, right? A bit like your house there. It's the illusion. When I say that, everyone thinks I went to the game. I didn't go to the game. I just went to the city. I went to San Fran.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh my God, but that's still epic. Oh my God.
Oh, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. If I had the right technology, if I was like, not so lazy, I would, in this podcast right now, I might do it if I can, but I'll hold up a picture of the Super Bowl 50 ticket that I'm holding.
Oh.
Right, so wait, now. we won't do it. But
okay, that's fine. Wait, who were you rooting for?
So it was Denver versus Carolina, right?
Mhm.
I still can't believe that Peyton Manning won. I'm sorry. He had like listen.
Of course he did.
No, his arm was shot, absolutely shot. Like it was done. He couldn't move anywhere. He was worse than Big Ben. Carolina and Cam Newton were 15-1 the whole season. They had to win that game, and then Cam Newton got scared of the ball. It's like, oh, I don't want that. It's just like, and was Von Miller playing then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would have ripped him. Yeah, he would have ripped him apart. Yeah, Denver's defense really held him in, like because
I mean that's what got us to Super Bowl 50 was the defense. It was the no-fly zone, so it was like insane. But I mean that whole year, I mean Payne was injured. I mean half of it, so our backup QB was getting us to most of it. But I just think it was written in the stars because
who was your backup QB that year? I can't remember.
Oh my God, Brock Osweiler.
Yeah,
I was in love with.
Like, really?
Oh my God, I thought he was the cutest guy ever. This is not giving me street cred, but I was obsessed with Brock. And then I would like to say he really helped us get to the Super Bowl, and then he left us. So I was like heartbroken.
I think Brock went to the Houston Texans. I think now he's done. I think he could be.
He disappeared. He in my heart as well. So
yeah. But that is funny though, because I remember because when I went to Super Bowl 50 or the city, right? And I went to the Super Bowl city. It was so much fun. Like I saw players, I saw we went like in the big like what was it not stadium, but like interviews going around everywhere. I saw like Ryan Reynolds, I saw Chuck Liddell, all these dudes. I saw Marshall Falk, I think, running around.
Oh my God!
Like people were trying to like get their autograph. I'm just like, oh, there's that guy. I know that guy. I know that guy. But no, it was a bit of fun. But on the day, like when I saw the Super Bowl, I was like, yeah, I think the Panthers are going to beat you. And they haven't been the same. They have not been the same as the Falcons.
Dude.
The Panthers have not been the same since that day, have they?
No.
How are you feeling after that victory? That's like because I haven't had a Steelers victory in a long time since 43.
Wow. You know what? I was about to be like, yeah, it's us too. It's been 7 years, but no, I mean it was amazing because I mean, like I said, it was right. So I moved to LA a month after we won the Super Bowl. And ever since I moved, we haven't gone back. So I think I know what the answer is, but I'm not moving back to Colorado. But I was euphoric. It was amazing. You got to go to the parade. You got to see all the players. It was like the best feeling ever. Oh my God, best day ever. I also love Peyton Manning. I love that he retired after he won. I think that's the best way to go out.
Yeah, and now you've got another big chance too with Russell Wilson.
Oh my God! Oh my!
Like, come on! You've got. I've got you guys. I have you guys to win the division. I really do. I'm sorry, Chief. I think the Chiefs are done. I think Chargers always get in their own way, and the Raiders. You're a good team, but still, you're the Raiders. Like I think. I don't know what you think right now. Like, do you think you can win the division?
Listen, people that follow me know this about me, but I am extremely overly optimistic, like almost delusional. So I'm always going to say yes. Like if you're just, but realistically, I mean, we're going to have some growing pains, like because we have obviously a new quarterback, but I mean, he's a veteran. Like we know
Russell Wilson.
Yes, Russell Wilson. We have Russell Wilson, but we also have a whole new coaching staff. We're about to get a new owner. Your
last coach was bad.
Oh,
your offensive guy. I watched a few games last year. He was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, there were some certain calls of like, mate, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, and that's why we have Nathaniel Hackett, which is great. There's just a lot of buzz in Broncos country right now because I feel like the atmosphere has changed. I think we had Vic Fangio, our last coach, and I think he wasn't as bubbly as Hackett. And then I think we got Hackett, and you started seeing more personality and more eagerness to really do well. And then we got Russell Wilson, and it was like, yo, this is it. Like, everything's turning over. This is our year. And as far as, like, who's winning the division, I want to say it's going to be us. It's going to be hard because I truly, and I would beg to, like, argue, I think the AFC West is the hardest league in the division. I mean, or the hardest division in the league.
It is, but I think the Chiefs are falling off. I don't think the Chiefs are as good as they will be.
Man, I hope so.
Last year.
Because we've lost 7 straight years to them.
But you got to think, right?
Huh?
7 straight? You've lost 7 straight?
No, 7 years. We've lost 13 straight.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that so terrible? I know.
Yeah. You might as well not show up. Don't risk like the injury. Just don't show up.
God, no. This is our year.
Take a week off.
Game.
Look, having Russell Wilson changes the whole game.
Yes.
And I even look to your roster. Right, Cortland Sutton, receiver, is a pretty good dude. Tim Patrick's a really good receiver as well. Jerry Jeudy, I just think he had some trouble, but now he's out of the trouble. He's not getting. I don't know what he did, but I saw a report today that he's out of the works now.
Yeah,
I know nothing about your O-line, so I won't talk there. But you have Russell Wilson at quarterback. You have Devontae Williams as well, and Melvin Gordon can play pretty good when he wants to. So you have a good quarterback, good running back, and good receivers. Who's on your defensive line? Oh, you got Bradley Chubb. He's pretty good, right?
Listen, he is good, and I think when we signed him on, there was a lot of promise, but he's just sort of been plagued with injuries the past couple of years. So we're all crossing our fingers that this is the year, but we also just signed on Randy Gregory, so maybe
exactly. Yeah. I was going to say that next, and you also have the cornerback room or the secondary. Pat Surtain is a really good cornerback.
Oh, he's amazing.
Justin Simmons is one of the best safeties. Maybe he could be behind Minka. I think Minka's probably I'm biased too though, but he's a really good safety, right?
Yeah,
that's not a bad. Brandon McManus is probably one of the best punters. Is he not?
Yeah. Oh, he's great. And he's the only player from on our team since Super Bowl 50. So he's the only one left.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so everyone else has gone their own way. But no,
it's crazy.
That's the main thing is we've had all the pieces besides a quarterback since Super Bowl 50, since Peyton Manning retired. Obviously,
you didn't have a quarterback in that season. I'm telling you, he didn't do anything. I just don't think
Peyton Manning... in Super Bowl wait, what?
Yeah, I'm saying that Peyton Manning didn't do anything. Yeah, he's a legend, but he was just like, oh, okay. Oh,
he did. Right. I know, but before we had him, we didn't get there. So there's obviously so many pieces to that, but I think he helped. All I'm saying, and we can figure out what the actual truth is, but since we lost a quarterback, Peyton Manning, whether we think he did anything or not, for the past 7 years, we haven't been able to find a quarterback. We've had the most quarterbacks since in the entire league in 7 years.
Turning into the Browns, you're a bit like what they're doing. They don't know what's going on either.
Right.
The Browns. What are your thoughts on? Because this is still a Channel 2. But what are your thoughts on what they did to Baker? Isn't it crazy?
Yes, but also I make it. Well, I guess I didn't make it very clear for you. I am so focused on Broncos and only Broncos that this brain can't take anymore outside of that. So whenever someone's like, oh, you're a Broncos, what do you think about this on the Eagles and this there? I'm like, that's.
But you know what they did to him, right? They pretty much did him dirty and said, "You're going to be a quarterback. You can't go look for teams." He said, "Okay," and then they said, "Oh, we're going to bring in Deshaun Watson. You can't go, and now you can go look for teams." They just threw him under the bus.
Really?
The bus ran over him 3 times. They said, "Oh, you're going to be a guy," and then he said, "Oh, but okay, righto." And then they brought in Watson, and now they said, "No, we don't want you. Now we want you to be second." It's just they threw him under the bus big time. I think they wouldn't let him leave, they wouldn't let him leave or look for other places. And they said, "You're going to be our guy." And then the next point, they brought in Watson, and we're like, "Well, now we got Watson. He's our guy. Now you can go leave if you want to." So I just find it a bit funny what they did to Baker. Now on that point though, because I want to get into your NFL knowledge. What is I guess out of maybe 5, what is what do you think your knowledge is, or where does it start?
1 to 5, 5 being the most?
Yeah, 5 being the most.
God. I mean, a 2 or 3. 3
really?
on a good day. Because you have to understand, so my videos, that's where I started. So I started with, it's called Denver Broncos for Dummies with Dez. That's where it started. And I just broke down players, where they came from, what we should think of them, things like that. And what I do for that is I literally look at around 10 different Broncos news websites, and I just gather all the information that I can. and then I put it all together, and then I write it. So when people see these 5 to 10 minute videos, they're like, yo, she knows a lot. And it's like, I know things, I can keep up. But the thing is, it's like I won't be able to, like, you ask the defensive line, like you might be able to be like, oh yeah, this guy's on the defensive line. I'll be like, oh yeah, he is. But I can't tell you how many, who's on where and whatnot. Like, and I make that very clear, especially with my followers. Like, and I make sure that people know that I am a dummy. I don't claim to know everything, but I want to break it down because I would want to see this stuff. Like, I would want to explain it this way. So that's sort of why I created it.
I've told you this before, right? And you're the only person on the internet that can get away with calling someone a dummy. It's great.
But it's only because I call myself one. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta put yourself down.
I've got a rule here. When I was doing live streaming, my rule is don't call me an idiot or don't call me a loser. And if you do, I'm gonna play it because I'm not gonna block you, but I have a little video here, right? And if someone ever called me an idiot or I got trolls in there, I would just say, yeah, blah. Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! So yeah, I would just send them to another universe, and some of the Steeler fans love that, and other fans love that. But like, yeah, it's that was my rule. Never call me, don't call me an idiot because that really hits my heart. I'm like, don't call me an idiot, and don't call me a loser. And I think even once, I think someone did it like jokingly on Facebook that she called me a loser, and I just blocked her. I was like, look, I don't handle that, all right. And then my chat knew not to call me those two things, and I was sweet. But you do it on the opposite. You get to call people dummies for free.
Right. And I also think, I mean, we started chatting about it like off air about how just being on YouTube and just sort of putting yourself out there, you do put yourself in the way to getting people saying things. Like, and I think because I come at it in a place of like, hey guys, if you're here, like, this is what you should expect. It's a lot. Oh my God, knock on wood, haven't had too many trolls yet. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I know. And especially being a girl in the sports world, I was very nervous. I was like, oh my God, so many people are gonna say like I don't have the right to be here, yada yada, which is a ridiculous thing to think. But then I've just had a lot of support, which is really amazing to say. And like, I think whenever people like sort of put you down or things like that, it's like, okay, like, congrats, like, sure. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want me to say to this?
the big one I get is not so. I have a really good support base with Steel Nation Australia with what we're on now, but the big thing I get is I think it's the trolls are like 5%, but they represent a visual image of like 95%, right? That's what it feels like sometimes.
Yes.
And the ones I get is, do you even know football? And I'm like, mate, I don't wear this for fun. Well, I do wear it for fun. Well, I got the jersey. I got the Debo Harrison, my favorite. I got Big Ben there. Right in front of me, got Terry Bradshaw that I found the jersey at an op shop for $50. I got a massive poster of Big Ben versus the Jaguars and the defense sacking Aaron Rodgers, right? Countless NFL stuff. Yeah, do I know football? Are you joking? Like, are you joking? Like it's just... But what I say now, and you're getting into this content stuff, and I applaud you for getting on the YouTube and having a crack, because what I say now is go make your own channel. You know, like, just go and make your own channel. It's super hard to go out and do these things to be live and present. But on the other side, the 95% of people who love us, they're great. Like, my community is great. The guys who come around from Steel Nation Australia and BTSC, who I work for, and the Pittsburgh Steelers syndicate, everyone comes in. And look, you don't have to like my take, but at least, you know, have a bit of a listen and get some feedback, that kind of stuff. So you'll see that too with your stuff. But I do like what you're doing, because if your level is just, you know, proclaiming, you know, nothing, it's only going to be up, right?
I know. I think the feedback I get the most is like, oh shit, she actually knows what she's talking about. And it's like, somewhat, but thanks.
All right.
Man.
So I want to dive into this more about what you do know about gridiron, the sport in general. It's like, how fun is this, right? I'm an Australian asking you, like, you should know more than I do because you're an American.
Oh,
okay. But
well, us Americans don't know. You're giving us too much. Okay.
What do you? Okay. What's something you think you don't know about American football? Like, what is your weakest area? Is it the flags, the penalties, the safeties, some of the rules? The players, the practice squad. How many? Do you know how many people need to be on a practice squad? Do you know how many?
53 men on the roster, but that's not the practice squad.
No,
right,
but do you know how many right now? And it may have changed. I think it may have changed. But
I
do you know
think
how
it's
many?
around like 100, and they have to narrow it down, right? During the
No, it's 90 man roster, but on the practice squad during the season, how many people are allowed to be on that?
exactly. Yo no sé, amigo, but I'm gonna learn it today. So what is the answer?
16. I think it's 16, but I think it is also changing because I read an article the other day, and I think it may be changing because what they did was that they increased it because of the COVID stuff last 2 years. So then they made it 16. So yeah, but what do you think is your weakest areas around like gridiron stuff like that?
Dude, I mean, like that, like that's the thing is like I will still watch. Okay, my strongest area is going to be the players, like, but that still doesn't even say much because if someone was like, "Oh yeah, Gordon, what was his stats last game?" I'd be like, "I don't know, dude." I think a lot of it is like if I played fantasy, I think people that are into fantasy football know a lot of that.
Oh,
And I
100%.
think that would help me, but this brain only got so much space for that stuff, you know? So
No, it's true. It's true. It's same with Madden. I learned the game through Madden, like Madden to the form when I was younger. You learn and I think there's even a stat out there. It was ages ago. It was like I think it was like 70% or maybe 60% of people who learn the playbook, like the nickel coverages, the 3-4 defense, 4-3. I'm not even sure what you guys run. I think you run a 4. Do you run a 4-3? Let me see.
sure.
Do you know what you run?
I know those terms, but I wouldn't.
You run a 3-4. You run a 3-4.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people who come into the game like Aussies and newbies, they learn the game through Madden because you get the I formation, the 5 back, the 5 set. You know, I don't know that I've never played the game, right? But I know enough to be like, oh, you know, that guy's in the slot, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, and like to that point though, there's a lot of that stuff that I'm like, do I need to know? Like, because
not overly.
You know, like I'm like, I'm watching this and I know the basis. Like I know that I want this team to win, but does it matter if I know if they're on a 3-4 or 4-3? Like to me, it doesn't matter as much, but I would like to know, since Javonte Williams is in, is there any records that he's going to be breaking this game? Things like that. That interests me more. And I know there has to be other people out there that probably care more about like those basic statistics rather than, if we can get into the slot, like things like that. And because I know there are people out there that for people that have played Madden and fantasy and are really into football, there are so many outlets for that. Whereas like, for me, I know there are people that want to come and listen to me and watch my videos because there are people that don't want to watch ESPN for that stuff, you know? So that's sort of where
and ESPN and what we've done too over the last, I reckon, probably 10 years, this kind of stuff. Even with social media now, everyone's got a voice. Like they'll say that, you know, the cornerback used to be Mike Hilton was a good off the slot. He was a great guy for tackling, but they said he couldn't cover. And even with the draft guys too, like the draft stuff does my head in. Like absolutely, like you talk about the draft for 4 months, and then you don't get the player. So, like you just, you know. And I know we have to in this like YouTube age too, and how you and I are creating content, and got to have some clickbait stuff and talk about whatever, right? But the draft for me is, this player's got short arms, this and this. But at the end of the day, he's a football player, and he goes out to play football. And when you watch your team, you want to go watch them win? Sure. We almost had I think we had the chance to go and get Javonte Williams, but we got Najee Harris, right?
I would have been so upset.
both running backs are fantastic.
Yeah,
like Javonte Williams running over someone is so fun to watch.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
You can't overanalyze some of these players too much because we are the armchair quarterbacks. We're sitting down and going, you know, it is sometimes like my weakest area, I think, in this whole thing is of football is the offensive line because the TV doesn't show that part, right? When the Peyton Manning or Russell Wilson whoever throws the ball, you don't see the trench work of the 5 guys holding him up or getting their certain techniques or you know, changing the guard coming around the corner that much. You don't really see that much. You just see snap the ball, throw, and then it pans away. You don't see the offensive line, right? So, but it is interesting because I think there is a spot for yourself on YouTube for bringing in people because first of all, you get away with calling people dummies. That's great. But but no, I think it's super fun that you're doing this and saying, trying to build something and you know, I'm telling you, this year I think you have a chance for the division. I really do.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? I know you like. Is there any certain rule that you don't really understand or get like like safeties or stuff like that? You know?
Oh my God, I'm sure there are plenty, and I'm sure the difference is before when I would watch it, I would just be like, oh, that happened. Okay. Now, when something happens, I look it up. So it's like I know that I am learning these things, like, and I will not know everything. But the thing is like I have now shifted from just being like, okay, this is whatever, to, oh, okay, that happened. Now I'm going to teach myself why that happened. And then I'm going to teach others because I'm sure others probably don't know why that happened, you know? And I think there is this, because what you're saying about like the draft and like this guy's arm and what, like, I break down and I analyze, whereas like I don't predict and I don't say, oh, this is who they could go for, because that leads to heartbreak.
It does. It really does.
At all costs.
Yeah. I fell in love with Jordan Davis because he's about 7 feet tall, and I was like, I just love the bigger players are better, man. I love seeing the big football players just really dominate teams. I think it's just, you know, it's crazy to watch, and I fell in love with him. I was like, oh, Steelers could get him at 20 if he falls, and I think he went to the Eagles. I was like, rats, but he's going to be a really good Eagle there. Like, and he's a massive guy. Now, some people thought that he could only play like 2 downs instead of 3. But in reality, he's still playing 2 downs. He's still 50% of the downs. It's not bad.
Right.
And people were so up and all, he can't play 3 downs. Let him go play 2. And if he does 2 well enough, that's fine. Give him a rest, you know. But I want to ask you a few more questions here. I wrote them down. I was lazy. I was too lazy. I'm so lazy on my channel. I didn't even print them out, but I got them on the Word document. Okay. So who is your favorite Denver player?
Javonte Williams. Javonte.
100%?
Well, we call him Javon Bay Williams for Broncos for Dummies. Bay. Because he's
your Bay?
My heart. My heart and soul. So Javon Bay Williams.
Move over Osweiler, whatever his name was. See you, mate. Catch ya. Change the poster. You're like, okay, all right.
Oh my God. But this love is more, it's more of like, he's just a phenomenal player, and he's good. He's
a good player. He runs so hard,
humble. And he got valedictorian in high school. He just an amazing guy. So it's like a bit I love him so much.
I've seen a few of his rookie year last year, same as Najee Harris, right? He runs pretty hard. Yeah, I don't think there was one big run where he got like away from like 4 or 5, 6 people or something. Like he was just killing it.
It was insane. He was like a train. He was literally pulling guys with him.
He's going to be him and Najee this year are going to be fantastic because Najee put on a few pounds, and Najee, like, his thighs are like size of tree trunks, and he's very humble too. Man, they're going to like. I don't know about you, but I want to bring it back to that run and defense. Like, I love seeing the run more than I do see the pass.
Right.
Like, now you have Russell Wilson, so you can do whatever you want. Russ. Like, a bloody magician back there. Okay, so what is your favorite? Next question. What intrigues you most about the NFL?
Ooh.
It's a good question, right?
Yeah, that is a really great question. I honestly think, out of all the sports, I think it's more ceremonious because it's once a week. You see, it's not like baseball. It's not hot. You're not seeing multiple games a week. It is this thing. It's this ritual that you come together on Sunday cheering for these teams. And it doesn't matter where you're from or where you live. Clearly, I mean, you're in Australia and you're a Steeler. Like, that's amazing. And I think with starting this channel, I didn't realize how huge the Broncos fan base was. I knew it was big, but it's worldwide. It's amazing. And I think that aspect is so cool. So I love the ritual of the NFL.
Excellent.
Take me to church. Take me to church.
Good answer. What is your favorite NFL movie? Have you seen NFL movies? Surely.
Can I say The Longest Yard?
Yeah, you can say that. I wouldn't rate it up there as one of the best ones, but that's your favorite. This is, it's YouTube, it's your stuff. So
I know I love Adam Sandler. Okay.
Yeah. Who's the other dude? I can't remember what his name is. There's another. There's in the movie. The running back is like the rapper. I can't remember his name.
50 Cent, right? He was in it. Wasn't
Nah,
he? Oh my
nah,
god,
I think
I'm saying that wrong.
nah,
I haven't
we're,
seen it in a while.
we're both failing, so I'll just move on. There was someone else. Okay. I've already asked you that question. Who is your most hated team? No. I got two options, but you could probably tell me a third if I didn't include them.
Okay.
Is it the Raiders or the Chiefs? Or is it the other one?
Neither.
The Raiders?
Like me personally, who
do you hate? Okay, who do you hate most in the NFL?
I want to say this is weird. I hate the Patriots.
Yeah, right. I think everyone hates the Patriots, though.
I know. And I think, and oh my God, no one come for me, but I think it's the fan base that I don't like. It's not the actual, like the Patriots have never really done anything to the Broncos. But I think as far as like overall, what team and everything that I hate the most, Raiders. Actually, Raiders. I'm going Raiders. Because the Chiefs, they're amazing. Yes, we haven't won against them in a while, but to their credit, they're a great freaking team. But the Raiders, no, I can do without them.
Fair enough. So yeah, I went on a Super Bowl tour. I went to 51 as well.
Oh my God.
I went to Houston, not the stadium.
Yeah.
But I went to Houston. It was fantastic. And I was there for the Patriots and the Falcons. That was the year because I was living in Canada at the time, and it was Steelers versus Patriots, and we lost. The goal was for me to go to a Super Bowl city while my team was there. We didn't make it. The Patriots made it. But you are right. Some Patriot fans, they're a bit smug, but I guess they have a reason to be. Like, they walk around like they know they've already won. Like, they already know. They're like, but you had Tom Brady. But I think, like, my hatred for the Patriots is I hate Tom Brady. I can't stand him. I know you guys had a lot of, Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady back in the day. But, man, I just wish the guy would give it up. Like, he's playing one more year, and he's going to Fox, and he's just like, I've been watching for 20 years, and he's been playing the same time I've been watching, and it's like, can you just leave so I can watch? I can turn on the TV without seeing you play or be just something,
I mean, but to their credit, you are right. I think it's hatred because they are good. Like, you can't avoid that fact. They're a good team. Tom Brady's a great player. Like,
he's the best. He's the best. But here's one thing. He's the best player, but he still talks about this chip on his shoulder. And I don't get it. How is there a chip on your shoulder? You've won 7 out of 9. Like, just give it up, mate.
I mean, yeah, he should have retired this year, but I mean, I guess he's coming back. So
one more year, 2 more years. I don't know. I just think he always talks about being the underdog, and I'm like, mate, you've won that many. You're no longer the underdog.
No.
Okay. Will the Broncos win the Super Bowl this year?
Oh my God, of course. Done.
Yeah, you got to say it right.
Easy. Done.
Yeah. You have to. Like, I'm the same. Like, people always, like, oh, there's no way they win. But there's a reason why I support my team. It's like, I don't turn on the TV to be like, oh, we're going to lose this year. I would waste the whole year if I did that,
Well, so the past 2 Super Bowls, I'm going to butcher the statistic, but basically both those quarterbacks came from other teams and then won the Super Bowl for that team. So Tom Brady went to the Bucks, Matthew Stafford went to the Rams, and now I think we're going to have a hat trick, and Russell Wilson came to the Broncos, and we're going to win the Super Bowl. That's what happened, right? Like, how epic would that be? It's going to happen.
Russell Wilson is in the prime of his career right now, has a brand new stadium. Also, too, Denver Broncos Stadium, Mile High, is something different. Like, it's really hard to play there.
Yeah.
Also, okay, 3 more questions, right? Have you bought a Russell Wilson jersey yet?
Dude, no. And I'm so ashamed of myself. I should have one, but not yet.
Not
first
yet.
Devontae, and then I'll get a Russell.
He hasn't played for years yet, but still, I think if he plays there for the next maybe 3 or 4 years,
yeah.
How do you go and get Peyton Manning and now Russell Wilson? I just don't understand.
We're the best team in the
I just don't understand that. Okay, have you been to a Denver Broncos game?
Yes, I have. Many.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I just went to the Chargers versus Broncos earlier this year in January at the LA Stadium at SoFi.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How is Mile High Stadium, if they still call it that? How is that? How's the atmosphere?
Power Field. It's Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Like the energy is electric there. Like I cannot wait for week 2. We face the Texans, and that's going to be Russell's home opener. It's just going to be oh my God, the cheers are going to be insane. Like you will just hear it for miles. It's going to be super exciting.
Week 1, you're going to Seattle, right? I just looked it up.
Week 1, yes. So week 1 is our season opener.
He's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him.
You know what? It's interesting. People are sort of on the fence about this.
Really?
I mean, I think he is, but we might be facing our old quarterback, Drew Lock, if he wins the position for their quarterback.
You think about it. Russell Wilson's played there for like 7-8 years. It's his home.
Yeah.
It's home field advantage. It's his house. It's like
yes. But then it's also like they know his isms, you know? They know the ins and outs of how he works. So could they use that against him? I don't know.
I some of these matchups too, if you got Drew Lock versing Russell Wilson, I always think who can score more points. I think, for instance, if it's Wilson, he can score 3 or 4 touchdowns, right? Can Drew Lock score 3 touchdowns? Maybe not, maybe 2, right? So maybe 1. So I think you have the advantage. I think it might be closer than we think because it's away, but I think Russell Wilson has to win that game against the old club.
It's going to be epic. Prime time Monday night.
There's no real bad blood, I don't think. I don't think there's any bad blood with him versus the Seahawks, but I still think he has to go out there and win because he can't lose that game.
No.
Week 1.
No. Oh my, no, I'm not even going to, I can't even think about it. Oh my God, I just got goosebumps thinking about the loss. Oh my God, that can't happen. Week 1. Nope. No.
All right, I've got another question. Have you been to Australia here before?
No, but listen, I have a lot of friends actually that live in Australia, and they all tell me to come out, and I'm not gonna lie. I want to, but I have the biggest fear of spiders, and Australian spiders are unreal. And I just like, hang on. I can't do it. I cannot do it. And that's so ridiculous. I can hear people saying that already, but I'm sorry. I've also heard that some of them fly in Australia. Is that true?
Yeah, I've got how many spider stories do you want? I
want none. I just want to know if that is confirmed. Can they fly in Australia?
No, they can't fly.
Are you lying to me?
No, they can't fly. They can't. But okay, I'll tell you one. I got 2 actually.
Oh my God. Okay.
I actually had one in my room not even 3 days ago. When I was playing the Sony, I was playing FIFA, and I was like, "What is that over there?" And I'm like, "Fuck," because I'm the same. Like people think Australians just like we're okay. I hate them. I can't stand them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, there's spiders here too, but it's like, ugh, like they're just gross. But in Australia, I heard they're just like monsters. Like
they're pretty massive.
That's the thing. I want to go to Australia, but you guys need to figure out your freaking spiders first, and then I'll go there.
We can't. Like dead set. I've told this story before, but I've had one on my shirt. Like I don't know.
No! Oh my God. Oh my God. What's the next question? We got to move past the spiders. I am feeling them everywhere.
All right, sorry. But there is okay, I'll end it this way. Like we have them here. I don't like them at all. But you just have to, I guess, go they're here and deal with it and then go like when I see one, I go, fuck, burn the house down. I will get it until it's dead.
Yes.
But they're pretty massive. But there are other things too. Like I don't know, saw the other day there was a guy fighting a kangaroo, and that was in I think that was Ballina.
A guy fighting a kangaroo.
Yeah. Kangaroos, man, are quite dangerous. Like it happens. Like kangaroos are really dangerous. Like you would think they're cute and cuddly. No way, dude. Like they want to fight you.
I've heard that, but why was a guy fighting one? Because it came at him first.
Yeah. The kangaroo started it first. He was going. It's on the news. Like it was literally 3 days ago. He was around the front of his house, and the guy was trying to get back to his house. The dog's behind the gate. The kangaroo comes around the corner. It's a big red, like it's a male kangaroo, so they're the ones that are vicious and want to box you and fight you and eat you, right? And he had to like put into a headlock and took it to the ground, like UFC style, like took it to the ground because he didn't know what to do. Like, and it's a real thing. Like, hey, if you're out in the bush like that, or out in like suburban areas with the house out near bushland, kangaroos will fight you and attack you. Like, I'll tell you right now, not everything in Australia is cute. Koalas, they will attack you.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Wombats, yeah, they are. You don't pick them up. Like people go up there and like sure, you go to like a sanctuary, you can hold them and stuff, But if you see one on the ground, they got claws and they will like try and kill you, right?
Whoa.
Wombats will hurt you, snakes will hurt you. You don't want to swim here. Like there's so many things want to kill you here.
No, when I think of Australia, I don't think of cute and cuddly, Mark.
No.
I think of danger down under. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a few snakes as well. Where I'm from, but it's quite rare, very rare. So I think I've seen 2 where I'm from, and we're like a coastal town, but about 100,000 people. But it was that hot they came from the mountain areas and came down, and was just in the city. But with the koalas and stuff, yeah, people are like, oh, they think they're so cute, but if you piss them off, it's a bad time.
That's what I've heard.
It's a real bad time. But you know why we're so dangerous here? It's honestly because of the warm climate, because everything's thriving and staying alive, right? You have all the sharks, the jellyfish. Up top in Queensland, I think near Cairns Way, there's little jellyfish that can literally kill you, like dead set. Like they put up you can swim in this certain area where they put up like the net, but I still wouldn't go in there. People go swimming never swim in like a river in like Darwin. If you ever go to Darwin or something like that, right, out in the country, like you just wouldn't do it. It's just silly. If you go swim in a river, there could be crocodiles there or alligators or whatever, right? So you just don't if you're nuts. If you thinking you're out in the bush, you're like, oh, it's a nice little stream. No, stay on land.
Honestly, you're really selling Australia for me there, Mark. Thank you.
But like the areas like Sydney and all on the coast, you don't see too much.
Okay.
It's only when you go out into the bush, like out into the outback, is when things start to get really crazy. Like I haven't been out there. I just know that these things can happen. But you never know. One day you might come here, you might be on tour. You might be, touring for the Denver Broncos.
You never know. And weren't they talking about getting an international game in Australia?
Yeah, I've put my foot down already. I won't go to it. It's my big thing is it's good for the game, I guess, but I think the quality of the game would be so poor if they ever do it. I think it would be a preseason game. What's that?
Why? Why do you say that?
Because my reason is I've been thinking about this a lot, and people always like, would you go to a game? I said no. So it's going to be the Rams, because some reason the Rams are Australia's team, which I don't get.
Interesting.
It's not that. Now the players going over, if it's preseason or if it's regular, say if it's regular season, right? If you leave Tuesday after you play Sunday and you have a rest day Monday, if you leave Tuesday or whatever, when you fly to Australia, you miss a whole day. The whole day. So you miss Wednesday. Gone. Then you get there Thursday. So the guys flying from California, 14 hours, and if they're coming from New York, it's even longer. It's like 20, 21 hours. So you arrive Thursday morning. You are jet lagged as buggery. You're gone. That's a write-off, right? Friday day comes. Then Friday, your first day to maybe train. Saturday maybe train. Then you're playing Sunday. Or you're playing Monday. You've only got 3 days to really train, and then you're back on the plane. I think it's way too far for players to go, and I think the quality would be terrible, in my opinion.
That's a good point. Yeah,
they're going to Germany. Bucks are versing someone in Germany. I think it might be Seahawks, right? But that's about 14 hours as well. It's about 11 hours flight, right? At least London is only 5 or 6 to go over. But it is. It's Bucks versus Seahawks in Germany. It's the same thing. So if they bring it over, also too, I want to experience like my time, because I've been to Hinesfield three times, or Pittsburgh 3 times in one game. I think, in my opinion, is if you want to experience the game, it needs to be in America. Like save up your coins, like you said about Denver and the Chargers. Save your money up, and then take that experience to go over to the American game. That's what it is to me. It's not going to Sydney Cricket Stadium and be surrounded by, 50,000 Australian fans who don't know what the game's about. That to me is horrible. Like, it's horrible. Oh, why is he doing that on 4th down? Why is he kicking it? I'd be like, oh.
Right.
I couldn't handle it. I'd be like, he has to kick it. Otherwise, I'd just be like, I would blow up.
That's all good points. See, I didn't think of that.
I would see people wearing a Patriot jersey and Miami Dolphins shorts. I'd be like, who are you supporting? Just choose one.
Yeah.
So and it will come here eventually, I think, for preseason or like the NFL season. But I've already said it a million times. I can't go back on my word now. But to me, getting to the game when I went to see Steelers versus Ravens Christmas Day, the best day of my life. I stood back there for half an hour and just looked at the stadium like a loser. I was like, "This is pretty cool," you know.
Really?
I just stood there by myself and was like, "Yeah, I'm never going to be here again," because it took me 15 years to get there.
Wow.
15 years to get there from playing Madden and all the movies that you see Pittsburgh is in, because it's a film city. People love film in Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
And you get there and you go, yeah, I made it. So I'm not going to wait till my team comes down and I travel 1 hour to go see them play be surrounded by Australian fans. And honestly, that's why I made my page too, because a lot of Australian fans irked me. Not everyone, but they just don't understand the game. And it's like, why do you even try? And when people say to you, they say, this happened, that happened, and that is true. And you're like, no, it's not. And you know it's not. I can't handle that.
Right.
Like if they said to me, "Oh, Peyton Manning's still playing for the Broncos," I'd be like, "No, they're not."
Right.
You know,
totally. About 7 years. 7 years.
All right, so we're almost near the end of the podcast. Have you got any questions for me or anything you want to plug?
Honestly, why Steelers? Why are you Steelers fan?
Pretty much, it was because playing the Madden games, and I chose the team based off colors. To be honest, it's black and gold.
That's how a lot of people are. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and I was like, cool colors, and I played them. It was around 2002. I think I started to follow them when it was Tommy Maddox, Dan Crider, Amos Zeroaway was a running back back in the day. You know, when I played them on Madden, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll choose this team because I like the colors. And then similar to you, around 2007, once I saw Debo Harrison run back that 99-yard interception, and they won that Super Bowl, I was like, oh, I'm all in. Like, I love it. Like, that defense, the 2008 Steelers defense is probably one of the best defenses ever to play the game. With Troy and all those guys. So, for me being a fan, it's from the colors, and then creating what I started to create now and starting to work in the Pittsburgh media is just based off passion. I'm just crazy, right? So, overall in a nutshell was the black and gold colors. And, I'm like you. I just want to see them win. Like, overall, like, you can talk about all the X's and O's and stuff like that, but I just want to see him win. You know, I don't wait 6 months to they're not going to win this game. Like, we're already counted out. The Bengals already think they're going to win, and some Steelers fans like, we can't beat the Bengals. You support your team for a reason. You know, you cheer them on for a reason.
Right, right, totally. I get that. Yeah, well, makes sense. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers if they made it this far?
Right. No, I mean, listen, so Instagram, YouTube, my main channels, Broncos for Dummies, you can search that. But I also love to hear from like followers what they want to know more about and what I can break down for them. So if there's ever anything about football in general, I'm here for you, Dummies. So that's all I got for you.
All right, you dummies.
Yeah.
I just love how you can call people. You can call them stupid for it's just you're allowed to. It's great.
You know,
all right, thank you, Des, for coming on. Stick around for a little bit. We'll talk off there for a tiny moment. But thank you for coming on. Fantastic. I love this stuff. I've got hopefully the guy coming on next week for a Vikings guy. Ooh. And if I can become the guy on the YouTube, go, do you know that guy Mark from Still in Australia? His channel sucks, but he does a good podcast.
Right? You know?
No, I'd be happy. I'd be happy to do that. So yeah, thanks for coming on, and I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best in your adventures with Denver. I really do think that Denver will win this year, the division. I'm telling you. I think they will go 12 and what? It's always weird. 12-5.
Yeah,
you know,
12-5,
something like that because there's 17 games. I think the Chiefs will fall. I think Chargers are always up there because they have a good quarterback. And it feels like you are the best division actually in the league. Because you have Derek Carr and he's doing stuff and Waller. But the Raiders always seem to shoot themselves in the foot, and so do the Chargers. I once saw a Charger game where they fumbled the football, I think 3 times in like 2 minutes. And they lost the game. It was done. All right. So stick around for 1 minute and I'll send us out with this shorter version of the Ironcast video.
Right on.
Hey, Mark, Shout out to you, bro.
Let's go! 0-3, baby!
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about